round about the dock area after the conclusion of the boys tricking competition. For those of you who are joining us via our live webcast, you are most welcome indeed. You're watching the sights of this fine facility here in San Gervasio. Some wonderful skiing thus far, and we have about 3 more events to go. This event, which is the boys trick final, and then we'll go into the girls jump final, and then the boys jump final. So some fantastic skiing ahead of us, I'm sure. All right then, folks, we will continue on with the 2010 Junior World Water Ski Championships. Our next competitor, our first competitor out in the boys trick final, is a representative of Italy, Alessandro Pacci. Out on the water to start off his effort, and this first of 2 20-second passes. Coming in, opening trick, which should be a wake line O for Alessandro Pacci, and it is. Nicely done from one trick to the next. Nice wake 5 front, and now looking to do the first of his flips. A lot of height, and does he manage to land it? Just about. Had to take a little bit of time out to do it, but some good tricking there from Alessandro Pacci of Italy. Starting off the boys trick final in fine form. Alessandro Pacci. Some step tricks at the beginning, proving that they still have a role in World Championship trick skiing. Although flips and ski lines have dominated the construction of trick runs over the last few years and the better part of a decade now, they can still be used. They are on the list, and they still utilize a total up a fair amount of points. Almost under rotating that flip, the one and only flip that he had. Couple of sides, and that does the trick for him. Alessandro Pacci of Italy. So for those of you who are just joining us here at the 2010 Junior World Water Ski Championships here on the live webcast, we've already crowned 3 champions as it stands right now. Lauren Morgan won the girls slalom competition with 1 buoy on 11.25 meters. Casey Wilson doing likewise. He scored 2 at 10.75 meters, and he won the boys title. And we've just seen Iris Cambrai score over 8,000 points to win the girls tricking competition. All right then, let's see what Alessandro Pacci can do with his second and final 20-second pass. Let's watch. Getting a little bit pitched out on his toe 7 front. Oh, and all over the place right now, and just trying to hold his balance and composure together for however long he can manage it. Here he goes, toe Waco, and over better with his balance over the ski on the second half, the latter portion of this run. And tries to do the toe wake line back to back, and unfortunately just couldn't get the ski round. But a good effort. Let's hear it for Italy's Alessandro Paci. And just look at these tricks, folks, from one after the other. Just a little off balance. And included, oh man, I don't know how he managed to get that toe wake back to back. All right, our next competitor, and quite possibly making Ukraine's first ever appearance in World Championship finals of any kind. This is Danielo Filchenko. And just watch this young man, folks. He is just 12 years of age. What a bright future for the sport of water skiing when it's in the hands of someone like Danielo Filchenko. We'll see what he's got with a wake line 5 front to open up his account in the final. There we go. Nails that one. Continues on. This is Daniela Field. Oh, look at that. Wake line now into wrap, but unfortunately unable to grasp the handle. Lost about 3 seconds as a result. Wake 5 front and it's reverse. Continuing to motor on the best he can. The wake 5 back. A couple of weights and surface back-to-backs. Wake line back-to-back. And it's reverse. Nicely done, Daniela Filchenko. Beautifully executed opening pass there. Got into a little bit of a bubble, but I tell you what, this young man, 12 years of age, folks, he is able to hang on to this pass. That wake line O into the wrap, but unfortunately unable to fully take advantage of that trick, losing about 3 seconds there. But he just motors along regardless, as if nothing had happened, and we'll soon see if Daniela Filchenko can produce a similarly sprightly performance with the toe tricks to come up next. Nice knee bend. That's the kind of knee bend that will keep you on top of the water forever and ever. And Daniela Filchenko, nice effort there, and we look forward to seeing him on his second and final 20-second pass. Switching out the ski and getting ready for his second run. So performing a few tricks out of course there. This is Danielo Filchenko from the Ukraine. getting into a little bit of difficulty, but he has enough balance to continue on with this trick event. Toeko coming up, nicely squared over his ski. Look at this. Toek back to back. Toek back, and now looking for a Toek line back to back. Nicely done, and I don't know how this young man stays on top of the water, but he's aged only 12. Man alive. Probably one of the youngest finalists ever in the Junior World Championship history at this level in the boys trick competition, and a first ever appearance in the final from the Ukraine. This is Daniela Filchenko. Look at this. Even if he does bobble a time or two, he just has that uncanny ability just to stay on top of the ski long enough to do what is necessary to stay with the pass. And all I can say is just wow. I mean, I wish I was tricking that well when I was 12. And fantastic skiing there from Daniela Filchenko. If he'll take away a pleasant experience, I'm sure, from the Junior World Championships. And let's even consider that he has at least about 2 more championships of eligibility. I just wonder just how good this young man can trick in the 2012 or the 2014 Junior World Water Ski Championships, wherever they happen to be held. And our next competitor to take to water, representing the Czech Republic, it will be Viktor Messner. Here comes Viktor Messner of the Czech Republic. Let's see how he gets along with these tricks, handle tricks, one after the other. Beautiful spins from one after the other. Look at him go. There's the flip. Here comes the second. Nicely done. Here comes a flip twist. Oh, and tries to get some elevation on that flip twist back. I'm not too sure what happened there, but he is in the water after that attempt, and we'll see what transpired with this opening effort. Viktor Messner out there on the water in the boys' trick final, just trying to stay close to the wake. Certainly some good hand tricks, and now working his way to the flips. And I don't know exactly what happened, but as he came up the top of the wake, the handle came up a little bit high, and he started to load up on the rope, and just gave out on him for some reason. I'm not too sure why. But there you go, Viktor Messner of the Czech Republic, out on the water with the toe strap on, getting ready for the second and final 20-second pass. Trying to hold that position for quite a while approaching the course. This is Viktor Messner. look at him go from one trick to the next. Nicely executed from... oh, look at that. Over his ski. Toe Waco standing very, very square over his ski. Little bit haywire off that toe wake back-to-back. Continuing on toe sides, and that should do the trick there for him. Victor Messner, I'm sure a little bit disappointed by the fact that he wasn't able to complete his third flip out of the run, which would have been the flip twist back. But continuing on regardless, and nicely done from Victor Messner with the toe tricks at least. Getting a little bit on his back foot, but able to continue on. All right, some good stuff there from Victor Messner on that second run, and we'll now go on to our next competitor from the United States of America. This will be Stephen Brooks.
Say that 3 times. Official announcement.
All right then, folks. Stephen Brooks about to take to the water right here and now in the tricks event. Here he comes into the course right here, right now. This is Stephen Brooks, first of 2 20-second passes. Toe tricks first. Starting off with the toe fight back and working his way through the toe weight back-to-back and its reverse. Staying very, very poised over his ski. Nice upright stance and a toe wake line back and skiing to the front. Now going for the toe wake line back to back, and that ski not quite making it all the way over. Stephen Brooks in the water there towards the end. We'll have a look at this this first pass of 2 for Stephen Brooks, who is celebrating a birthday today. So many happy returns to you, sir, and now getting ready for his second and final 20-second pass, which will consist of hand tricks. And on that subject, the girls' trick final trick sheets are available for review right now. The 30-minute review period after the conclusion of the event starts now, and they will be available in the dock on the dock area until 1 o'clock. The girls' trick final trick sheets are in the starting dock area, and they will be available for inspection until 1 o'clock this afternoon. So Stephen Brooks, let's see what he has for an encore with his second and final 20-second pass. Stephen Brooks from the United States, and so far as the trick results are concerned, with the women's competition, Iris Cambrai wins out on that event. So far with and looks like we got over a point score. We're concentrating now on the boys tricks event. Alessandra Apache with 4,600. Daniela Filchenko with 4420. We'll we'll have the official trick results for you from the girls' competition in a few minutes after the review of the trick sheets has been completed. Here comes Stephen Brooks from the United States of America in for his second and final 20-second pass. Let's see how he gets along. Working his way with the first flip. Here's the second, nicely executed. Here comes the flip twist back to front. The flip twist front to back, and here he comes. He's got two more flips to work with. A flip twist Mo back to back, and Stephen Brooks in the water with that effort. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for him. Stephen Brooks. Second and final pass, and looking in pretty good shape up to the point where he attempted to do some of his multiple revolution flips. Has about two tricks at the beginning of that second pass, and just rolled in nicely with the regular back flip. Some great trick skiing there from Stephen Brooks. Now, whether it'll be enough to put him on the podium, we've yet to find out, and didn't fully rotate all the way round on that flip twister back-to-back, the Mobe as it's called. The Mobe back-to-back, and we now get ready for our next competitor on the water, who will be Santiago Robelito of Colombia. So up on the water right now is Santiago Robelito of Colombia. Let's see what he can do behind that Mastercraft World Tournament Team Edition. There we go, ski line 5 front with the opening trick, and there's the ski line back to back. Ski line back will now work his way through a couple more tricks before he goes into the flip twist back to front, the flip twist, and some beautiful flips out there. He's performing at such a high rate that it's almost impossible to identify. And there we go, the flip twist back to back. Fantastic skiing for Santiago Robelito as we get ready to take an action replay on his particular effort. Nicely done with the ski line 5 front. Now working his way with the ski line back to back, the opening 2 tricks on his run. Just really trying to stay consistent from one trick to the next. The wake back to back, setting himself up for the first of his flips, which is the flip twist back to front. The next one being the flip twist, just a regular back flip. Do apologize there. A regular, actually a flip twist back there. A rather unusual combination of tricks. You had a flip twist back and its reverse, and now the mode back to back nails that one pretty much, and just a little bit nonchalant towards the end so far as his effort was concerned, and he will be continuing on with the remaining tricks that he has, which will occur on his second and final 20-second pass. Santiago Robelito being assisted in this tricks event by the one and only Jarrett Llewellyn, who's in the towboat right now and feeding him the line. Jarrett Llewellyn, a recent signing to the Mastercraft Pro Water Ski team. The score that we've just received is that of Victor Messner of the Czech Republic with 49.40. Victor Messner with 49.40 in the lead from the Czech Republic. 6,000 points for Stephen Brooks, though. 6,000 points for Stephen Brooks. So, coming into the course, one final 20-second pass. Let's see what Santiago Robalito can do. Appears to be on his game here. So far, so good. Just trying to stay on top of the skis, stay centered over the front foot. Nicely done with that toe wake O, one of the best ones I've seen. And unfortunately there, with that toe wake line trick coming a little bit undone. Santiago Robalito with this second and final 20-second pass. Just not coming up to the same kind of intensity and the same kind of point score that he produced with the opening run, I fancy. But on the whole, not a bad performance considering that this is the first time he's competed on the European continent. Got it again, just a little bit too much height for my liking there on that toe wake line back. And in the water and swimming into the shore with that effort on that second and final 20-second pass. All right, then, we will continue on with our next competitor representing Belarus. It will be Alexander Asayu. All right, Alexander Asayu from Belarus. Let's see what he's got in store for us. Ski line O for the first trick, and now continuing on with the remainder of his tricks. The bulk of the start of his run is full of ski line tricks, and now continuing on with the first of his flips. Racing from one side to next with flips, and now flip twists back to front, his latest one. He has two more that he can do, and look at this, fantastic skiing there, a mobe at the very end of that pass. Wonderful skiing there from Alexander Asayu from Belarus. As we take a look at this once again via our slow motion replay. Ski line O for the first trick, and getting plenty of height, not too much edge over the wake towards the center. Again, a lot of upward vertical leap on that trick ski with not too much in the way of edge for the first five tricks on that run. So some good flipping there towards the end of that run. Still staying on top of the ski. It's got two tricks to come. Nicely performed there from Alexander Asayu, and hoping to join a whole band of top world-ranked Belarusian trick skiers. You only have to look back as early as last year, as late as last year, in fact, in the Elite World Championships in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, where the podium was full of Belarusian skiers with Alexei Zanasek, the world champion, Herman Beliaku in second, and Oleg Daviatovsky in third, and really those skiers have come on strong in the last few years. Thanks in no small part to their winter training program, which is conducted almost exclusively indoors in a swimming pool in a small city in Belarus called Novopolotsk. And Mr. Janov at his ski school there and in the Novopolotsk doing a fine job with those skiers, all of them. Here we go, second pass, a toe tricks, almost getting a little bit wayward there. San Gervasio from Belarus. All kinds of trouble with this particular run, and head down a little bit, toe wake line 5 back. Look at this, and great trick skiing there. Oh, look at that, double fist pump in the air. Wonderful trick skiing there from that young Belarusian skier. And almost throwing himself completely off balance there with that toe 8 back-to-back. Just trying to regain his balance with that toe 5 front and toe 0 out and toe 0 back in. Oh, look at that, toe 8 line 5 back. Just like you just would not believe. And the toe 8 line back-to-back to continue on. And it's reverse. No shadow of a doubt there that this man here, Alexander Rasaya from Belarus, can trick with the best of them, and we look forward to seeing him a lot in the future as we continue on to our next Belarusian skier, and that will be Ilya Lapkovich. All right, Ilya Lapkovich approaching the course right now, representing Belarus, a second Belarusian skier in this boys' trick final. Nicely done from one trick to the next, Ilya Lapkovich of Belarus. Look at this. Spinning correctly on top of that ski. Getting a lot of elevation off the wake. Look at that toe wake line 5 back like it was nothing. Toe wake line 5 back reverse and a toe wake line back to back coming down on that particular trick. And these trick skiers almost tricking faster than I can talk, unfortunately, but we'll soon see. This second and final 22nd pass, this first 22nd pass, I do beg your pardon, for Ilya Lapkovich of Belarus. Look at that, the toe wake back-to-back reverse. Beautifully executed, staying well over his ski. Ilya Lapkovich of Belarus doing a fine job out there. And towards the end of this pass, 2 toe wake line 5 backs. Thought that only one trick skier in the world can do it, and that was Alexei Zernasek, and appears that the Belarusians may have been hiding a few of their better trick skiers in time for this event. That's Ilya Lapkovich of Belarus. We'll soon see what he has in store for us for his second and final 20-second pass. All right, let's see what Ilya Lapkovich can do with his second and final 20-second pass. We're down to about the last 6 competitors in the boys tricks event, and then we'll go into our final 2 finals here. The last 2 final events here of the 2010 Junior World Water Ski Championships. It's the girls jump event and then the boys jump event. About 15 minutes remaining for the girls to inspect their trick sheets, or rather their coaches do it on their behalf. Ilya Lapkovich, oh, nicely done with that ski line O, beautifully executed. Now, what has he got so far as a flurry towards the end? There we go, there's the first of the flips. Here comes the second, nicely done. Flip, twist back. Here comes the reverse, flip, twist back, reverse. I believe he has a couple more flips in his roster. He's got some back-to-backs on the outside of the wake. Nicely done for Ilya Lapkovich of Belarus. He skis back towards the dock, and we now take a look at the action replay for our webcast viewers from wherever they happen to be in the world. In Belarus right now, I believe it's a couple of hours ahead, which means it's about 1:45 in the afternoon. So if you're watching us from Minsk or anywhere else in that country, you are indeed welcome. Nicely done there for Ilya Lapkovich. One trick after the next. Great elevation on these flips, folks. We're going to give you some point totals in just a moment or so, but we'll introduce the next competitor. All right then, folks, you Italian fans out there on the shoreline, let's get ready for our next competitor. This is Brandon Caruso. Brandon Caruso from Italy, approaching the course right here and now. Let's see what he has so far as the tricks that he'll contribute towards his 2 20-second passes. I believe this will be the handle pass first, so let's see what he'll do. Ski line back, opening trick. Now, the wake 5 front. Here comes the wake 5 front reverse. Wake 5 back, stomps that one too. There we go. Here's the back flip. Here's the second of those back flips. Whoa, getting a little bit cased up on the wake. Flip, twist back. Flip, twist, back, reverse. And getting into all kinds of difficulty towards the end. Trying to throw everything but the kitchen sink. And the end of that particular run, that is Brandon Caruso. We'll have a look at the action replay with this particular effort from Brandon. Up over the wake, stomps the landing, and continues on at such a great pace. Keeping the handle and line very, very tight to his body. flips from one side to the next. Looking pretty strong, looking pretty decent. Going for the flip twist back and the reverse flip twist. Getting a little bit skittish there on the landing, but I believe the judges should give him credit for the second flip twist. He had a couple of back-to-backs lined up afterwards, but unfortunately unable to do them. So Brandon Caruso getting ready for his second and final 20-second run. Scored just scored 7,000 points yesterday, so looking to do better this time around. Behind that Mastercraft World Tournament Team Edition boat, only 100 of those boats will be made. It features an MCX engine from Inmar, producing 350 horsepower and rated at 5.7 liters. Brandon Caruso of Italia. All right, then we have some more scores that come through. We've got that score of Daniela Filchenko with 44.20. Alessandro Apache with 4,600, Victor Mesner with 4,940, Stephen Brooks with 6,000, Alexander Asayu with 7,280, and Santiago Robalito in the lead with 73.50. Getting wrapped up for a tow 7 front. Nicely done so far, and just really trying to kick it into high gear the best that he can. Boom. Good height on that trick. Tow wake back to back. Now the tow wake line back as he gets ready for the tow wake line back to back. Nicely done. He'll take that. Great skiing there from Brandon Caruso as we look at it once again. Just trying not to move around too much on top of the ski as he goes from one trick to the next one at this moment in time. Controlled that toe foot very well indeed on this particular run. All right then, looks like we have a new leader, Ilya Lapkovich, with 7,990 points. 7,990 points for Ilya Lapkovich of Belarus. All right, next competitor on is Nikolaos Pleitos of Greece. Working his way. Oh, look at this. Extremely fast trick skiing there from Nikolaos Pleitos. Toe wake line back, a couple of toe sides at the end there, and nicely done. Very, very good trick skiing there, and the Greek members of our crowd over across the lake really marveling at this performance from Nikolaos Pleitos, as I'm sure his fan base in Greece is watching this on juniorworlds.it. Very, very poised, very, very aggressive on these toe tricks, even though at one or two occasions he almost lost a bit of balance on this particular run. But still firing on all cylinders here, Nikolaos Pleitos. And a couple of toe sides at the end, and that concludes the first pass. He now has his second and final 20-second run to come. All right, looks like we've got a score in for Brandon Caruso, 7,160 points. 7,160 points, currently putting him in fourth place right now. 7,160 points. And still in the lead is Ilya Lapkovich with 7,990 points, ahead of Santiago Robolito with 7,350, and Alexander Asayu from Belarus with 72.80. Good start here for Nikolaos Pleitos of Greece. First of her flips, flip twist back to front. Here comes the regular flip, and another. Halfway into his set of flips. Now that's the fourth. There's the flip twist back to back. Unfortunately, burying the tail of the ski. We'll have a look at this once again. Our webcast audience looking at the replay for Nikolaos Pleitos of Greece. Good skiing, one trick after the next. Some aggressive trick skiing there from Nikolaos Pleitos, and I'm sure that it's going to yield a fairly substantive point total, but whether it be enough to supersede the score of Ilya Lapkovich, who has just tricked a shade under 8,000 points, has yet to be determined. Nikolaos Pleitos of Greece just digging the tail in on the end of that run, and we now wait for our next competitor, who comes to us from Colombia. This should be Alejandro Robolito. So here we go with Alejandro Robolito of Colombia.
Video. We got it, never mind.
Here we go. First trick is a flip twist back to back there for Alejandro Robolito. There's the flip twist back to front. There we go, regular flip. It's reverse. Look at these flips, folks. One after the other. Front flip. Nails that one, too. Look at this. Ski line O towards the end. Ski line back. He's got maybe about 4 more seconds to complete the tricks in this run. Ski line back to back. And that will do the trick there for Alejandro Robolito. Fantastic trick skiing there from him. Worth looking at one more time. Flip twist back to back. And I'm not even too sure how he landed that opening trick. I just know that he just sucked his knees up towards his chest because he didn't get much in the way of height on that particular move. Extremely fortunate to land that opening trick and giving him the opportunity to do the remaining tricks on this run, including this particular move for our webcast audience, the front flip, almost over rotating. But once he gets that point, it's just down to the ski line tricks that he has remaining on that pass to basically seal the deal for him. And nicely done for Alejandro Robolito of Colombia. His brother Santi Robolito was in the lead for a good few skiers until Ilya Lapkovic surpassed his score. Santiago Robolito with 73.50, Ilya Lapkovic with 79.90. Still yet to get the score for Nikolaos Flight and see if it's among our leaders right now. But let's see what transpires with the second and final 20-second run for Alejandro Robolito of Colombia. So Alejandro Robolito into the course right now for his second of 2 20-second passes. Good aggressive stance over the trick ski for toes. There we go, toe wake line back. Continuing on, toe wake line back to back, nails that one, a couple of 180s to the back, yes! Loving life out there on that trick ski, fantastic skiing there for Alejandro Robolito, and I'm sure that that's going to put him in a position where it could actually give him a medal. We'll soon find out, but a great consistent trick in there from Alejandro Robolito as we come down towards our final 2 competitors in this boys tricks event in the final. Some great, fantastic trick in there from Alejandro Robolito, and almost didn't make that toe wake line back to back towards the end, but grateful that he did, and gave Jarrett Llewellyn in the boat the double fist pump. Just amazing to see some of these trick skiers out there performing these highly complex tricks. And Nikolaos Plaitis, a 6.990, which means that whomever is in the lead at this time has got himself on the podium. In this case, it's Ilya Lapkovic of Belarus. So here we go with our penultimate skier. This is Tim Bradstreet from Australia. All right then, here we go. This is Tim Bradstreet. Staying over his ski from one trick to the next. Nicely done. The toe wake lino, just staying fairly and squarely over his ski. Don't forget, folks, that Tim Bradstreet is performing these tricks on a knee, so to speak. Partially tore his ACL prior to the Masters water ski tournament about 2 months ago. As we look at this pass once more for our webcast audience, one trick to the next. Tim Bradstreet getting plenty of height, plenty of rotation. So we still have a few scores yet to come in before we make any concrete assessment as to who's gotten the medal and who hasn't. But as it stands right now, we've got Ilya Lapkovich in the lead with 79.90. And if the score about to come through for Alejandro Robledo is anything more than that, then he has put himself in a position to be on the podium. Two skiers to go. Whomever is in the lead just before those guys is on the podium. You have 3 positions on top there. Just waiting with bated breath to find out if Alejandro Robledo has indeed made it there for one of the 3 spots. Tim Bradstreet of Australia getting ready. His second and final 20-second pass is imminent. All right then, here he comes into the course, the current overall leader in the boys competition right now. This is Tim Bradstreet. First flip. Here's the second, nicely done, one after the other. Whoa, almost getting completely out of sorts there with the regular flips coming up afterwards. Beautiful trick skiing there. Oh, nice mob, front to front. 5 front, and now is going to go for another wake 5 front. Got a ski line back towards the end. Beautiful run there, Tim Bradstreet. He may not think so, but the tricks there looked pretty decent to me. There we go. Flip twist back to front with the opening trick in that pass there for Tim Bradstreet. Then goes into a flip twist front to back, and it's reverse. Just wonder how many points that he has scored as a result of these 2 passes. Scored 84-30 in the previous round. Just absolutely stomping this pass. And his head going down a little bit on a couple of those tricks. But just hanging on long enough and strong enough to survive that pass, and just throwing his fist up in the air rather half-heartedly, because I think he halfway knows that that performance may not be enough to get ahead and maybe claim the gold medal, because the one person who could potentially stand in his way is on the dock right now. His name is Josh Bryant, also from Australia. 7,160 points. 7,160 points. And that means that the leader, Ilya Lapkovich, has put himself on the podium. All right then, let's have a look at Josh Bryant. For his first of 2 22nd passes, it'll be Toe Tricks up first. Trying to steady himself up right now with the Toei back-to-back and its reverse. Staying on the surface and continuing to trick. Oh, look at this. Very, very square on top of his ski. Oh, Toei line 5 back and he goes down. So Josh Bryant there on that Toei line 5 back, coming up a little bit short. And the Aussie fans out there trying to encourage him along, staying behind him, giving him their best support. As Josh Bryant worked his way through that pass with the toe tricks. Went up towards a wake, and instead of doing a toe wake tried to do a toe wake line 5 back, which he got all the way round on, but a little bit stiff on the landing and unable to ride that trick out. So Josh Bryant on the back of that towboat getting ready for his handle pass. Okay, and just to inform our junior girls, the trickers, that the review period for the trick sheets has now been concluded. The review period for the junior girls trickers trick sheets has now concluded. All right then, now Josh Bryant, second and final 22nd pass coming up in just a few moments. We'll get the score for Tim Bradstreet momentarily. Up on the water, Josh Bryant, who came into this trick competition, the final round, with the #1 score of 94-10. Probably knows at this point that getting anywhere near that point total is going to be next to impossible. But we'll soon see. We'll see how far he gets along with this second and a final pass of tricks consisting of hands. I'm sure it will involve more than a few flips. So let's see what Josh Bryant can do to round off the boys trick final here at the 2010 World Water Ski Championships, the World Junior Water Ski Championships here in San Gervasio. Here he comes. There we go. Ski line back to back. It's reversed now. Going in for the first of his flips. Nails that one. Here comes the flip twist back to back. It's reverse. Just some regular flips, and now going in for the flip twist back. Here comes another flip twist back. Couple of back to backs at the end, and just settling down. And ladies and gentlemen, let's give a big round of applause to Josh Bryant, and indeed all of the boys trick skiers whom you have seen, and putting some mobs towards the end there, and just out of course, just absolutely loves to have fun out there on the trick ski. And watching the replay once again for Josh Bryant. Putting in a mob right at the very beginning. And another mob reverse. And I don't know whether these would be in course, but some good trick skiing there from Josh Bryant, it has to be said. And we look forward to seeing some more of him in the future. But that brings to a conclusion the boys trick competition. We thank you very, very much indeed for your support of this event. And we look forward to seeing you back here for the girls and the boys jump events as we continue on the 2010 Junior World Water Ski Championships here in San Gervasio. Looks like we got a score for Tim Bradstreet. It's 86.90, 8,690. So that provisionally puts him in the top position right now, and further increases upon his overall lead going into the last event. So Tim Bradstreet with 86.90. Remarkable trick skiing there from that young man. And Josh Bryant, we've yet to get his point total, but I don't think it's going to come quite up to the level of Tim Bradstreet, and may actually miss out on the medal with that score yet to be confirmed. So I'll give you that score as soon as it becomes available, and then we'll return for the concluding events, the girls jump and the boys jump event in the 2010 Junior World Water Ski Championships.